Using the wrong mouse can absolutely wreck your workflow. Whether it's wrist pain, laggy clicks, lack of productivity features, or Bluetooth dropouts mid-meeting, we've all been there. I'm Jonah from The Honest Gadget, and after going over 32 of the most popular mice for work, we've narrowed it down to 8 that actually make work easier. From productivity powerhouses to ultra-ergonomic vertical designs, trackball options for wrist relief, and even hybrids that double as gaming mice, this list has something for every hand size and setup. We're also calling out one popular mouse that gets recommended everywhere, but in our opinion, isn't worth it. So stick around. Your next work mouse might be on this list. The latest prices are linked in the description. Let's get started. Kicking things off is our top overall pick, and honestly, it's no surprise. The MX Master 4 continues Logitech's streak as the gold standard for productivity mice, refining what was already near perfect with the MX Master 3S. It keeps the same 8000 dpi dark-field sensor, offering smooth, glass-compatible tracking that works reliably on almost any surface. Battery life remains excellent at up to 70 days per charge, and a quick 1-minute USB-C top-up gives around 3 hours of use. So, what's new? 3 major and meaningful updates stand out. First, haptic feedback, a first for the MX line. The subtle vibrations add a satisfying sense of control and precision when scrolling, switching apps, or using the new action ring, making interactions feel more deliberate rather than purely digital. While not essential, it's a well-executed enhancement that improves overall tactile feedback. Second, there's now a dedicated action ring button, making the radial shortcut menu faster and more intuitive to launch. In previous models, you had to manually map the action ring to an existing button through software. Now, it's built directly into the design, making it far easier to integrate into your workflow. It's a genuinely useful addition for power users who multitask or work in creative applications. And third, the gesture button has been relocated for easier access, now sitting just ahead of the forward and back buttons. This small ergonomic adjustment makes gestures feel more natural and less fatiguing, especially during long working sessions. Together, these updates may seem incremental, but they collectively make the MX Master 4 feel more responsive, efficient, and thoughtfully refined. The shape remains classic MX, sculpted, supportive, better contoured, and now even smoother thanks to PTFE feet around the base and the sensor. Logitech reduced the soft touch rubber in favor of durable matte plastics that feel just as premium while resisting wear. The MagSpeed scroll wheel still leads the industry, switching effortlessly between tactile steps and frictionless free spin, while the thumb wheel handles horizontal navigation, especially useful in spreadsheets or editing timelines. Connectivity remains versatile, with support for both Logibolt wireless and Bluetooth, allowing you to pair and switch between up to 3 devices instantly. As with past models, all buttons can be remapped using Logi Options Plus, and app-specific profiles mean your setup can adapt automatically across software like Photoshop, Excel, or Premiere Pro. Of course, not everything is perfect. There's still no left-handed version, no internal dongle storage, and no true wired mode. And with a 125 Hz polling rate and roughly 150 grams weight, this isn't a mouse built for twitchy or competitive gaming. It's tuned for productivity, not speed. Still, for almost every other use case, the MX Master 4 is everything a modern work mouse should be: comfortable, customizable, and designed to make multitasking effortless. It's proof that even the best can still be improved. Before moving on, let's answer the question many of you are probably wondering. Is the MX Master 4 a worthwhile upgrade if you already own the MX Master 3 or 3S? If you're coming from the original MX Master 3, the answer is a confident yes. The Master 4 fixes nearly every long-term gripe from that model. The rubber coating that wore shiny and collected grime has been replaced with a more durable matte finish. The loud, clicky switches are now softer and feel more premium. and the pressure-sensitive thumb gesture pad has been swapped for a proper button that's easier and more reliable to use. You'll also notice smoother gliding and longer-lasting durability thanks to redesigned PTFE feet that now wrap around the base and sensor. You also get a more efficient workflow with the relocated horizontal scroll wheel, new haptic feedback system, and the dedicated action ring shortcut button. For MX Master 3S owners, the upgrade is less clear-cut. The sensor and battery life remain the same, and the new hardware adds a bit of weight. Both share quiet switches, though the Master 4's clicks feel slightly softer and more refined. Still, the Master 4 brings meaningful quality of life improvements. Smoother edges, cleaner materials, an action button, more intuitive gesture control, and subtle haptics that make daily use feel more interactive. If your 3S is still performing well, you can safely skip this generation. But if you're buying fresh, or just want the most polished and capable MX Master yet, the Master 4 is the one to get. If you like what the MX Master 4 offers but find it too large, the Logitech MX Anywhere 3S is a compact, travel-friendly alternative that's ideal for smaller hands or mobile setups. It keeps much of what makes the Master 4 great, including the 8000 DPI sensor, quiet click switches, mag-speed scroll wheel, and seamless multi-device pairing, all packed into a flatter, lighter 95-gram design. Its symmetrical, low-profile shape favors fingertip or claw grips and is easy to slip into a bag, while rubberized sides enhance grip and control. Though it's not as ergonomic as the Master 4 for all-day desktop use, it remains surprisingly comfortable for its compact size. Due to the size and new shape, you do lose some advanced features, namely the side scroll wheel and the hidden built-in gesture button that is found in the Master 4 thumb rest. Still, for anyone with smaller hands, limited desk space, or a mobile workflow, the MX Anywhere 3S delivers high-end performance and portability in equal measure. It's compact, capable, and easily one of the better small productivity mice available today. If the MX Master 4 or Anywhere 3S is too expensive or simply overkill for your workflow, the Logitech M720 Triathlon is one of the best budget-friendly alternatives you can get. At under $50, it offers many of the same core features that make Logitech's higher-end mice so popular, just with a few compromises. The M720's real value lies in being part of the Logitech ecosystem. That means it supports Logi Options Plus software, allowing you to customize buttons, assign app-specific shortcuts, and streamline your workflow in ways most budget mice can't. Design-wise, it follows the MX Master 3S, but is about 10% smaller and lighter, making it somewhat more suitable if you have smaller hands. You get a similar right-handed ergonomic shape with a comfortable thumb rest that suits most hand sizes. The body combines matte plastic with textured rubber grips and even includes gesture controls via the thumb button, a welcome bonus for a budget mouse. Its hyper-fast scroll wheel lets you toggle between notched and smooth scrolling, and it includes tilt scroll functionality, something even the MX Master 4 lacks, although that mouse of course has the dedicated side scroll for that. It also supports multi-device pairing across 3 machines using either Bluetooth or Logitech's unifying receiver. Switching between them is seamless, and a single AA battery gives you up to 24 months of use, perfect for low-maintenance setups. Of course, it's not perfect. With a 125 Hz polling rate and higher click latency, it's not suited for competitive gaming. And unlike the MX Master 4 or 3S, it lacks silent clicks, USB-C charging, and a second scroll wheel. But if your priority is productivity on a budget, and you want something that echoes the MX Master experience, the M720 Triathlon is a smart pick that punches well above its price. Before we get to our next pick, it's worth understanding how to size your mouse correctly, because comfort, control, and long-term ergonomics all start with the right fit. To determine your hand size, measure from the base of your palm to the tip of your middle finger. Hands under 17 centimeters are typically considered small, between 17 and 19 centimeters are medium, and anything over 19 centimeters is large. This gives you a solid starting point for choosing the right mouse size, but grip style is just as important as hand size. If you use a palm grip, where most of your hand rests on the mouse, size matters more. Smaller hands will feel more comfortable with smaller mice, while larger hands benefit from full-sized ergonomic designs that support the entire palm. Those who use a claw grip, arching their fingers with minimal palm contact, can usually handle a slightly larger mouse, especially one with a higher back for added palm support, as long as the buttons remain easy to reach. Fingertip grip users, who control the mouse entirely with their fingers, tend to prefer compact, low-profile designs that prioritize agility and quick movements over full hand support. Both claw and fingertip grip users have more flexibility in sizing and can comfortably go slightly larger or smaller, depending on personal preference. Ultimately, the ideal mouse fit ensures your fingers and thumb can naturally reach all buttons and scroll wheels, your pinky rests without strain, and your palm, particularly the back, feels properly supported. Get that balance right, and you'll feel more comfortable and be more productive too. If traditional mice leave you with wrist strain, forearm tension, or general discomfort after long hours at your desk, switching to a vertical mouse can make a real difference. And the Logitech Lift, yes, another Logitech mouse, is one of the best options available. Its 57-degree handshake design promotes a more natural grip, reducing the forearm twisting that standard mice often require. This ergonomic posture helps ease wrist pressure and is especially beneficial for preventing repetitive strain injuries or managing existing RSI symptoms. The Lift's relatively smaller build is great for small to medium hands, though large hands should be comfortable as well. And it comes in both right and left-handed versions, a rarity in the vertical mouse space. The soft touch finish feels comfortable and adds grip, though it can show smudges over time, particularly with heavier use. And while the Lift features Logitech's Smart Wheel, which offers precise, quiet, line-by-line scrolling and automatically shifts to a faster mode when flicked, it's still a step down from the MagSpeed scroll wheel found on the MX Master Series, which lets you manually switch between notched and true free-spinning modes. Still, you get all the essentials: quiet left and right clicks, a smooth scroll wheel, 2 side buttons, and a customizable thumb button. It supports Bluetooth or Logi-Bolt connections, pairs with multiple devices, and runs for up to 24 months on a single AA battery. Being a Logitech mouse, the Lift supports Logi Options Plus, a companion software that unlocks deeper productivity features like button customization and app-specific shortcuts. Do keep in mind that a gaming mouse, the Lift is not. Its polling rate is capped at 125 Hz, which is perfectly adequate for office work, browsing, and even casual play. But if you're into competitive or fast-paced gaming, the lack of responsiveness will likely leave you disappointed. But for those looking to ease wrist discomfort, or just want to avoid it before it starts, the Logitech Lift is one of the most accessible and thoughtfully designed vertical mice you can get. Before we move on, let's talk about the Logitech MX Vertical, a super popular mouse that we can only recommend if your hands are large, that is, about 19 centimeters in length or more. That's because the Logitech Lift simply outperforms it in almost every other way. We'll explain why. Released back in 2018, the MX Vertical hasn't seen any major updates since, and it's starting to show its age. It still uses an older optical sensor that struggles on glossy or uneven surfaces compared to the Lift's newer multi-surface design. Connectivity also feels dated. The MX Vertical relies on Logitech's older unifying receiver, which is less secure and more prone to interference than the newer Logi-Bolt. It also produces noticeably louder clicks due to its lack of silent switches. The MX Vertical does support USB-C recharging and wired use, but those are among its few modern conveniences. By contrast, the Lift feels much more refined. It features quiet switches, Logitech's Smart Wheel for precise scrolling, and even comes in a left-handed version, something the MX Vertical never offered. Its DPI button is also better placed above the scroll wheel for quick access, while the Vertical's thumb side placement can feel awkward to reach. And here's the kicker. The MX Vertical typically costs about 50% more than the Lift. For that extra money, you're not getting better performance. And ergonomically, it only makes sense if you truly have large hands. That said, the MX Vertical is still one of the best vertical mice available for users with big hands who prefer a full palm grip. But for everyone else, the Logitech Lift is the smarter, more comfortable, and more affordable choice. One your hands and wallet will thank you for. If you want a mouse that feels just as at home navigating spreadsheets as it does leading a late-night match, the Razer Pro Click V2 is one of the strongest hybrids yet. Built as Razer's answer to Logitech's MX Master series, it blends professional design with gaming-grade performance. In hand, it feels familiar to MX Master users. A gently sculpted, right-handed shell with an elevated palm rest and a flared thumb ledge. Build quality is excellent, with grippy textures where you need them and a minimalist matte finish that looks perfectly at home in the office. A touch of subtle RGB lighting beneath the chassis adds just enough Razer flair to give it personality, elevating the look without tipping into gamer showpiece territory. Weighing around 110 grams, it's lighter than most ergonomic mice like the MX Master 4, which comes in at 150 grams, yet heavier than the ultralight gaming models built purely for speed. It strikes a sweet middle ground, solid and precise for productivity, but still agile enough for casual play. Inside, we've got Razer's Focus Pro 30K sensor and a 1000 Hz polling rate that delivers crisp tracking and snappy responsiveness, giving it a gaming-grade edge the MX Master simply can't match. The Hyperscroll wheel is another standout. Switch between tactile notches or free spin to zip through long documents, with side tilts for horizontal scrolling or custom shortcuts in creative apps. The button layout strikes a nice middle ground between productivity and gaming. Everything is within easy reach, responsive, and fully reprogrammable through Razer Synapse, letting you create macros or app-specific shortcuts. Just note that Synapse can feel a bit resource-heavy and intrusive for those who prefer a simpler plug-and-play setup. Connectivity is seamless. Use the low-latency 2.4 GHz dongle at your desk, switch to Bluetooth on the go, and pair up to 4 devices with quick switching. Battery life stretches for weeks per USB-C charge, and you can keep working while it tops up. Where it falls short is subtle but meaningful. The loud, clicky buttons may delight gamers, yet frustrate office users. Here's the Razer's mouse sound versus the silent switches you'd typically find in many productivity mice. In the end, the Razer Pro Click V2 truly bridges the gap between productivity and gaming. The trade-off, however, is that while it's great at both, it's not exceptional at either. It's not as refined for productivity as the MX Master 4, nor as fast and lightweight as a dedicated gaming mouse. But if you work as much as you play, this is still one of the best hybrid mice you can buy. If you're looking for a more affordable alternative to the Razer Pro Click V2 that delivers serious performance in productivity and gaming, the Keychron M6 8K is a fantastic choice. Compared to last year's M6, this model is a massive step forward. It swaps the older 3395 sensor for a PixArt 3950, pushing DPI up to 30,000 and offering a blistering 8000 Hz polling rate, whether wired or via the included 2.4 GHz USB-A dongle. Tracking is smoother, more responsive, and more precise across the board. The scroll wheel has been completely overhauled. Gone is the rattly plastic wheel. In its place is a solid metal infinite scroll wheel that's quieter, more premium feeling, and still includes tactile and free spin modes plus tilt scrolling. It's not as fluid as Logitech's MagSpeed, and the side scroll wheel, though slightly improved, remains awkwardly placed for some hands. Button layout remains strong, with 9 programmable inputs, and the Huano silent micro switches now offer quieter clicks. Great for the office, though gamers may miss the sharper tactile feel and longer durability of traditional switches. The body is slightly heavier at 88 grams, but it feels more stable in use. The new soft touch surface offers more grip and comfort, though long-term wear may vary. Connectivity is excellent with Bluetooth 5.3 for up to 3 devices, or wired via USB-C. All settings can be customized through the web-based Keychron launcher. No bulky software needed. While ergonomics may still divide users, and the tilt wheel could use refinement, the Keychron M68K nails the work and play balance better than ever. For under $80, it outperforms most in its class and gives the Razer a real run for its money, making it the best hybrid of work and play at this price point. If long-term comfort and ergonomics are your top priorities, even beyond what traditional ergonomic mice offer, a trackball mouse might be the upgrade you didn't know you needed. And among them, the Kensington SlimBlade Pro stands out as the best. Unlike a traditional mouse, you control the SlimBlade Pro by gliding your fingers or palm over a 55mm center-mounted trackball, so your arm stays still. This design greatly reduces wrist, forearm, and shoulder movement, ideal for tight desks or users with pain or strain injuries. If your discomfort comes from arm or shoulder motion, a trackball is the best solution since it removes that movement entirely. For wrist rotation issues though, a vertical mouse may still be the better choice. The SlimBlade Pro modernizes Kensington's classic design, replacing the bulkier Expert mouse with a sleek, low-profile body while keeping that same precise control. Most of the chassis is made of glossy plastic that feels solid and durable, though it lacks the premium matte finish of higher-end models and tends to attract fingerprints. The removable trackball, on the other hand, has a glossy, high-quality finish with a pleasantly weighty feel, and it pops out easily for quick cleaning. This mouse truly excels in design, CAD, spreadsheets, and video editing, especially across multi-monitor or ultra-wide setups, where effortless cursor travel and precision control make a real difference. Its signature twist-to-scroll feature lets you rotate the ball itself for smooth, intuitive vertical scrolling, no wheel required. This is a big shift from the older Expert mouse, which used a scroll ring around the ball for tactile notched scrolling. The new system feels cleaner and more modern, with fewer moving parts and a lower profile, though it sacrifices that physical click feedback some users loved. Instead, scrolling is fluid and silent, offering a softer, more natural motion once you've adjusted. 4 large programmable buttons flank the ball for customizable shortcuts, media, or navigation. Kensington Works software adds further customization, allowing per-app button mapping, pointer tuning, and scroll preferences, though it's less advanced than Logitech's or Razer's ecosystems. Connectivity is flexible with Bluetooth, 2.4 GHz wireless, and wired USB-C, all compatible with Windows and Mac OS. Battery life is officially rated at up to 4 months, but that depends heavily on your usage and connection type. In practice, you can expect around 1 month of real-world use before a recharge, which is still reasonable. Thankfully, it recharges quickly via USB-C. The mouse is also fully ambidextrous, perfect for left-handed users or those who switch hands during long sessions. And while it's not designed for twitchy FPS games, especially with a polling rate at 125 Hz and a maximum DPI of 1600, it can comfortably handle slower-paced titles like strategy or simulation games, thanks to its accurate tracking and low-effort control style. The Kensington SlimBlade Pro isn't for everyone. There's a learning curve if you're coming from a traditional mouse, but once you adjust, it's a genuine game-changer for comfort, precision, and long-term ergonomics. If the Kensington SlimBlade Pro feels a little too specialized, the Logitech MX ERGO S is the perfect middle ground, a hybrid that combines the precision of a trackball with the familiar comfort of a traditional mouse. At first glance, it looks nearly identical to the original MX ERGO, but Logitech has made a few subtle yet meaningful updates. You now get USB-C charging, silent clicks, and smoother, more refined operation across the board. It's not a radical redesign, but it's exactly the kind of thoughtful refinement that longtime users have been asking for. The star of the show is the ergonomic tilting base, which lets you adjust the angle between flat and 20 degrees. That small shift might not sound like much, but it makes a big difference for your wrist and forearm. The angled mode mirrors the way your hand naturally rests on a desk, easing tension and allowing you to alternate postures throughout the day. A big win for long work sessions. Instead of moving your wrist, the thumb-controlled trackball handles all pointer movement. It takes a day or two to adjust, but once you do, it's hard to go back. The precision mode button beside the ball lets you instantly toggle between fast tracking and ultra-fine control. perfect for when you're browsing 1 minute and editing the next. You also get extensive customization through Logitech's options plus software. Every major button, including the forward, back, and scroll wheel tilts, can be reassigned for app-specific shortcuts. Holding a side button even enables horizontal scrolling. Connectivity is equally flexible. You can pair the ERGO S with 2 devices simultaneously. It supports both Bluetooth and the newer G-Bolt receiver for a more stable, secure connection. Battery life is excellent too, up to 120 days per charge, and just 1 minute of charging gives a full day of use. The new silent main buttons make it noticeably quieter than the previous version, though the side buttons still have a little click. And while the trackball takes some getting used to, once it clicks, pun intended, the precision and comfort are hard to beat. Overall, the MX ERGO S feels like Logitech at its best. Refined, ergonomic, and endlessly customizable. It's perfect for anyone who wants the reduced strain of a trackball without leaving behind the feel of a regular mouse. If you've ever been curious about trying one, this is the version to start with. It's a smooth transition into the world of trackballs. Precise, comfortable, and built to keep your workflow moving effortlessly all day long. Whether you're prioritizing ergonomics, productivity, wireless flexibility, or just looking for something that gets you through long workdays more comfortably, we hope this guide helped you find the right mouse for your workflow. If it did, give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing. It genuinely helps support the channel and lets us keep creating honest, in-depth reviews like this. All the mice we covered are linked in the description below. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.